VBS crew leaders. My name is Sarah Deck, and I am so honored that you are here and willing to serve with us this year at VBS. We are so excited to have you join us to just see the incredible life change that will happen in these kids and even within ourselves this summer for the best week of summer. So let's start right on off. Really, truly, it is such an honor to get to do this every year because you're getting to influence the lives of kids and their whole future. And it really is because of you that VBS happens and that it's a success. So you were the key to making that happen. Your goal for this week is to just teach kids about Jesus and invite them to follow him by being present in your role, having fun, and keeping kids safe in your care. Every day, you'll kind of have this daily checklist that you follow just to really before even getting here. So you're going to arrive between 7:45 and 8:10 a.m. You're going to park in the purple or silver lot, depending on the time that you get here, and check-in every day will be in the center lobby. Now, for some reason, if you do come late and you get here a little bit past 8:15, you will have to kind of go through the entrance where kids are going to be checking in, which will be Welcome Center B, because center lobby won't be open when kids start arriving. We always want you to make sure that you're wearing your t-shirt, and if you want to, bring a watch. It'll be really helpful when you're going from rotation to rotation. Every day, we're going to have a daily huddle at 8:15 in the worship center. So you'll come in, there'll be a light breakfast, you'll be able to grab some of that, and then we're just going to kind of set the tone for the day and get ready for what to expect and how to best prepare. As soon as we're done with the huddle, you'll go grab your crew leader backpack. If the other crew leader in your group has already gotten one, you don't need to grab one. It's one per crew, not one per leader. So you'll get your crew leader backpack from your designated grade area and your lanyard that will show everybody that you're a crew leader. Make sure that at the end of every day you return those so that we can get them prepped for you for the next day. And of course, be ready at 8:25 in your crew to welcome kids as they arrive and get them checked in. So like I said before, parking and check-in. So parking is going to be in the purple lot. If you get there at 7:45, you'll definitely be parking in purple lot. As time kind of goes by between 7:45 and 8:10, if purple lot fills up, you're going to go to the silver lot. And then if silver lot fills up, you're going to park in pink lot. So that's kind of how overflow will work for parking. But again, anytime before 8:15, you'll go through the center lobby to check in. If it's after that, you will check in Welcome Center B. Oh, your crew backpack. So your crew backpack has everything you need to help you be successful with your crew every day. You're going to have a roster for each day with all of the kids in your crew on there. You're going to have incident reports. You're going to have a pencil pouch with writing utensils for when you do activities with your kids or if you need something throughout the day. You're going to have extra wristbands for your kids, which we'll cover that a little bit more later in the slideshow. You're going to have some first aid. You're going to have alcohol wipes, Band-Aids, and ice packs because rec, those kids love an ice pack during rec, so we'll have you covered. You're going to have kids booklets. So you're going to have a booklet for every child in your group for when you do Bible time, when you're in missions, and those will be just great resources for you as you're having that time together during the day. You're going to have a gallon-size bag for trash that you collect throughout the day if needed, and you're going to have a quart-size bag for your child's second tag when they check in. You'll have a little pack of gum for yourself and only for the leaders, and then you're going to have a kid's completed craft after the craft rotation. Items that don't go in your crew backpack are kids' snacks and water bottles after craft rotation or their personal belongings. If they bring something, we want to encourage their autonomy and tell them that they can keep track of it, but we don't need to hold it. All right, so daily roster, process, and drop off. So A parent every day is going to come to your crew and drop their kid off. So you're going to confirm, one, that that child is in your crew. You want to make sure that their tag matches the crew that you're leading. If for some reason it's not the crew that you're leading, you can either point them to the row in front of you or behind you, or if they have questions about that, you can send them to the welcome desk or to the help desk, and they'll get everybody taken care of. We never want to have a kid come to our crew if it doesn't reflect that on the tag, just for safety purposes. So once you've confirmed that a child is in your crew, you're going to take their second tag. So they should have one on, and you're going to collect that second one and place it in the quart size bag. Really, that's just if we need to, if they lose their tag, then we have that other one in case we need to put it back on. Just another added layer of safety. So next thing you're going to do when you confirm, you're going to highlight their name on the roster sheet so that you know they're here, and then anybody who's not there, you know who's missing. You can also do check marks with a pen, that's fine too. So what you're going to make sure you do with your roster before you leave your first rotation is take a picture of it and put it in the roster only group chat for the grade level that you're in. This is super important. This is going to help us on the back end make sure that we account for everyone who's here and that everyone is where they need to be. If for some reason after first rotation you get a child and they come to your group, you're going to check them in again on the roster and resend a photo in the WhatsApp group. So now you can scan here and join the WhatsApp. We wanted to give you guys ample time to be able to get in the group chat, kind of play around with it on WhatsApp, and make sure that you're well versed. The good thing is that you won't just be leading alone. So if you need somebody else to help you and you want them to do that, that's great. You can have somebody do it. It just has to be one person. So you're going to request to join using this QR code. You're going to wait for approval, and you're going to update your name on WhatsApp so that we can see who's sending the roster messages. Just in case your name is different on WhatsApp or needs to be updated, we'd love for you to do that. And then the next thing that we're going to have you do is mute the roster chat, because there's going to be so many messages going in and out those mornings, and we don't want it to bother you. So you can mute it, you'll send your picture, and you don't have to worry about it. The only time you need to use that is every day when you're sending your roster pictures or resending if someone comes late. Okay, so parent pickup. A parent will come back to your crew just like they do when they drop off. You're going to make sure that you look at the security tag that the parent has, which can be a physical tag or a picture, and that it matches that the bottom 3 letter number combination that's on the child's tag. If for some reason they don't have their tag and they don't have a photo, we're going to send them back to the center lobby and make sure that they have that when they come back. It is frustrating, and the verbiage that we want to encourage you guys to use is that we want to just make sure everyone is safe, and this is how we can do that. So we can say thank you for bearing with us and being gracious with us. We just want to make sure that your child is as safe as possible, and this is the best way to do that. If they don't match, we'll still invite them to go to the center lobby and figure that out. But again, our job is to make sure that we're matching the number combination on their tag with what the pickup tag says. But if they have a picture of the tag, that works too. The other thing that we want to make sure that we do is give their kids the craft that they made before they leave. So you'll check and make sure the tags are okay, you'll give the kid the craft, and then they'll head out. Something that a lot of crew leaders like to do who have done this before is actually hand everyone their craft right after a large group ends. So when we end for the day, everyone starts to get their craft, and then when parents start coming, it's really easy to just send the kids home, and then they have everything that they need to go home with them. Late pickup. Late pickup begins at 12:15 p.m. So when it hits 12:15, you check the time and you don't have a lot of kids, you can bring them to sections 5 or 6, and there's going to be a kid staff member at this section at 12:15 to just kind of help all of the kids, kind of look after them in that section, and then you can head out. Just make sure that a kid staff member with a First Orlando lanyard is there in section 5 and 6, and you can hand your kids off to them, drop off your backpack, drop off your lanyard, and you can go home. All right, wristbands. Wristbands on day 1. Hopefully throughout the week you won't have to redo this process unless someone loses one or takes one off on accident. But day 1, when your kids check into your crew, when you highlight their name and you get their second tag, you'll also give them a wristband that matches the grade that they're in. This is super important. We encourage kids to wear these all week. And then when parents come and pick up day 1, just remind them that kids should keep them on for the remainder of the week. It's just another added layer of safety for kids so that we know when they're on campus that they're registered for VBS and they're in a crew. All right, seating chart. So this is our seating chart for where you'll sit every day of VBS when you're in our large group rotation. Some things to note: 5th grade, they're going to go to Bible first every day. 4th grade, they're going to go to missions first every day. 2nd and 3rd grade, they're going to go to rec first every day. And 1st and 2nd grade, they're going to go to crafts every day. So every grade has a color, which is also listed there. That's the color wristband your kids are going to get. And this is how you will be seated every day for VBS. So now the rotation schedule. So now that you know from the map where you're going first, you'll also know where you're headed. So green group, we have crafts, rec, missions, and Bible. Orange is rec, missions, Bible, and crafts. Yellow is missions, Bible, crafts, and recreation. And purple is Bible, crafts, recreation, and missions. Now, this information is super helpful because you'll always want to kind of have that on hand so you know where you're going, and also the rotation schedule. All of this can also be found on the volunteer landing page, which is a great resource for you for the week of VBS and even as you prep beforehand. All right, so rotation overview. Rotation volunteers in each area are the expert for that rotation. So missions, crafts, Bible, and rec, those rotations have leaders there who know where you need to go, where you need to exit, how to load the room with your crew. So it's super helpful that when you're going into those rotations that you are listening for what they're telling you to do and kind of helping aid your kids in listening to them as well, because they want to make the experience in the rotation easier on you as a crew leader so you can fully focus on keeping your kids safe, being present, and discipling them. So another part of that is you set the tone for your group. If you're distracted and not paying attention, your kids are going to follow that. So just be all in, be present, have fun in every rotation, and show them what it looks like to just have fun at VBS. If you need assistance, you can always ask the nearest rotation volunteer. They are there to help you. As you're coming into each rotation, it's super important that at the beginning of your crew, whoever's leading that line has the crew paddle with the letter and the grade high up in the air so that the rotation volunteers can see you guys and welcome you, and then also someone doing that in the back so they know when the next crew is coming. So now that we've talked about a little bit of an overview, we'll talk about each specific rotation just for a little bit. So Bible, this is super, super important. I think in years past, we've really tried to make sure we hone in on how important Bible is, and this year we've just really wanted to kind of dive deeper into that, because this is really the chance that we get to have really meaningful conversations with kids about what they're learning, about who God is and how much He loves them. So kids can hear the same Bible story, but they can process it differently. So crew discussion can help kids understand and apply God's truth personally. So every day after the Bible story, you'll have about 5 to 8 minutes to discuss the Bible story with these kids. So in the kids' booklets, on page 4 and 5 is day 1. Day 1 has discussion questions by age group for kindergarten through 3rd or 4th through 6th. And then a wrap-up prayer, bottom line, and a key question with the memory verse. So questions are a guide, they're not a checklist. You don't have to get through all of them. You can follow the conversation and engage your kids, and that's really the heart behind it. So this is an example of pages 4 and 5 in the kids booklet. Now, these discussion guides are going to be found on the volunteer hub as well, because what we wanted to do was make sure that you guys had them to prep before VBS. So you're not just looking at them that first day in the kids booklet. So this is kind of an overview. So it has day 1 discussion guide for K through 3rd or 4th through 6th, and then a wrap up on the next page. And they're right next to each other in the booklet. And again, you'll be able to look at them in the landing page. But just a really, really huge moment of encouragement for you guys to just lean into this time, because it is going to be so fruitful for you and for the kids as they get to experience what it looks like to talk about the Bible and talk about how much God loves them. So making the most of the discussion time, like I said before, would love for you guys to look at this in the volunteer landing page when you can. It's just it'll be so helpful, because as you look at it more, you'll have more confidence, and then you'll be able to handle these conversations with a lot of patience and just a lot of preparedness. So during discussion, inviting the kids who might not be super engaged with you throughout the week, inviting them into the conversation. Maybe they're feeling shy, maybe they're just quieter. Make it personal and lead it in your own way. Focus on connection. Don't focus on completing every question. It's not a checklist. And then important things. Day 1, timing might not be what we want, so be flexible. Any little bit of conversation will go a long way. And then day 3 is our gospel presentation. So some kids, especially in 4th and 5th grade, they're going to have the opportunity to respond. So they might go to respond and not have time to complete the discussion, and that's okay. They're going to be having other people who they can talk to during that time, and that'll be great. You'll be able to follow up with them after. But the goal is just to help every child feel seen, heard, and connected to God's Word. So missions and crafts. So missions, kids are going to listen and kind of be led by our missions team. They're going to hear about our giving for the week, and they're going to hear about ways that they can be involved in a local missions project for the week, and what it looks like to give to people who are serving and missionaries in other countries. So it'll be a great time to really reflect on how what they're learning every day goes beyond just where they live, which is really cool. And then crafts and snacks. So kids are going to do a craft related to the Bible story and the bottom line for that day. You're going to stay with your group for your whole rotation. After the craft, you guys are going to get snack for your kids. So you're going to get a bin. We'll have mini water bottles and a snack. Every kid will get one of each. You're welcome to have a snack as long as all of your kids have had a snack first. What I want to reiterate to you guys is that you don't need to hold their water bottles or their snacks. We want to encourage them to eat and drink quickly. And if they're going to take their water bottle with them, they need to be responsible for it. Now, rec is wild. It's so fun and the kids love it, but sometimes it can feel a little chaotic too. So here's some things that we feel like are really going to be helpful for you. When you arrive in rec, a rotation volunteer for that rotation is going to tell you what station to bring your crew to. You're going to wait outside Faith Hall doors until a volunteer leader brings you in. You're not going to tell your kids to run in rec, so just remind them as soon as they come in that they're still going to walk. You're going to stay with your crew at the assigned station for the day. Each station has a bounce house component and a game component. So you're going to have a volunteer at that station ready to assist you if you have any questions. And there's also a first aid location located right outside rec in the lobby. And that's going to be really helpful in case you have an injury or need help other than what you have in your backpack. You can just walk kids over there. Comm zones. Comm zones are located in every rotation, and they are designated quiet spaces at every rotation where kids who are overwhelmed or overstimulated can take a sensory break and reset. We always offer it as a choice. We never force it, but you can always notify your grade coach if you feel like a child needs it and they don't have a buddy with them. So if someone's just feeling like they need a break, you can always let your coach know and they can help you if you feel like you don't have the people to be able to walk that child over. Comm zones by rotation. In large group, we have a back wall at the center, 2 ramps with some chairs for them to just hang out and take a minute and breathe, especially with how loud it gets. Bible, there's a classroom in that rotation. There's going to be a comm zone sign at all of these locations as well, so they'll be easy to locate. In crafts, it's in the same hallway as crafts, so you'll be able to see that there. In rec, in the youth center, there's an open classroom space, so you'll be able to find that too easily or ask a rotation leader for help. And in missions, it's actually in a room connected to the missions rotation with a sign as well. So all easy to find and very helpful if someone's just feeling overstimulated and needs a chance to reset before going to the next place. VIP buddies. So what's a buddy? A buddy is a trained volunteer supporting a VIP, which is valuable with incredible purpose, a child with unique abilities. Buddies provide one-on-one or standby support so every VIP can fully participate in VBS. They carry a buddy bag with fidget toys and sensory tools and follow crew rotations. And they're typically in your crew with you if you have a VIP. So if you have a VIP, they most likely will have a buddy with them who's kind of just with them for the week. They're not another crew leader. They are there for that one-on-one support. So other things that you need to know are that there's 2 types of buddies. There's one who's one-on-one support and one who's on standby, who's ready to jump in and help. So if at any point you feel like a child in your group needs some extra support, you can lean on your grade coach and they will help get you connected to that. So if a child's struggling, stay calm. Use a gentle voice. We need nice hands, nice words, nice feet. Never match their energy. Offer options. Comm zone break, a fidget toy. Your coaches will have those. So if you need them, you can always ask. A movement break or a simple choice. Never force participation. Get your grade coach. If behavior escalates, notify your grade coach immediately. Never restrain. Step back and block your body. You want to make sure that you're helping stand in the gap to help them, but you never want to get in the way. If you feel like things are escalating, go to your grade coach immediately and they will help you. All right, so restroom policies. If you're taking more than one child to the restroom, one leader can walk them to that bathroom. But if you're taking only one child, we need 2 leaders to walk with them. So bathrooms per rotation. Our missions bathroom are located in right across from the missions rotation. Those bathrooms in that hallway behind the worship center are also the bathrooms that you'll use for large group. In rec, we have student bathrooms in the same area where comm zone is located, where we have single stall bathrooms for them to use. In Bible, we have kids-only bathrooms that are located in that rotation area. And in crafts, they're in the same hallway as crafts. When you come into crafts, you'll actually pass them on your way to the entrance. Incident reports. Incident reports are there anytime you have an injury or have to address a negative behavior that's causing disruption to your group. So information that's helpful is who was involved, who was present, what occurred, how did it occur, where did it occur, and how it was resolved. And of course, always, did I tell my grade coach? Some helpful tips for incident reports overall are the ABCs. A, what happened directly before the behavior. B, what behavior occurred. And C, what consequence or what happened directly after the behavior. So, example is A, Sally was playing with the blocks and Johnny knocked over the tower. B, Sally was upset and threw a block. C, Johnny was hit on the forehead with the block. So in this example, we can identify some potential skills to work with both the child that did the hitting and the one that retaliated, and just helping with problem solving, self-soothing behavior, and kind of just working through that. But it's always helpful to just have the incident report on hand and give that information to the coach so that you can just be confident moving forward from that. All right, meet your coaches. Your coaches are here to help you and to give you really the most guidance and one-on-one support throughout the week. They're your problem solvers. They're going to lead you in and out of rotations and kind of keep you on track and just be there for any assistance that you need. So first and second grade, which is the green crews, it's Christian and Rachel. Second and third grade, which is the orange crews, is Heather and Cherith. Fourth grade is yellow, Leah and Mary Britton. And fifth grade, purple, is Amber and Liz. So they will be there for you that first day, introduce themselves to you, and just make themselves available for whatever you might need throughout the week. Again, we are so excited that you're going to be serving with us, and we cannot wait to just experience the best week of summer with you. Bye, friends.